At the first light of dawn, the Comoros Islands rise from the western Indian Ocean like emerald mountains suspended between sea and sky. Clouds drift around volcanic peaks, while waves move gently across black lava shores and vanish into shallow lagoons of turquoise water. Beyond the beaches, tropical forests climb steep slopes, filled with unfamiliar birds, fragrant flowers, and the slow movement of giant fruit bats through the canopy. These islands are small and often overlooked on the world map, yet they stand at one of the great meeting points of human history. Africa lies to the west, Madagascar to the southeast, and beyond the horizon stretch the ancient maritime worlds of Arabia, Persia, India, and Europe. For centuries, sailors crossed these waters on seasonal monsoon winds, carrying spices, languages, beliefs, and stories. Some claim they could smell the islands before seeing them. The perfume of ylang-ylang, cloves, wet forest, and wood smoke drifting far across the sea. This is the Comoros, an archipelago born from fire, shaped by water, and protected by one of the richest marine environments in the Indian Ocean. The Comoros archipelago lies near the northern entrance of the Mozambique Channel, between the eastern coast of Africa and the island of Madagascar. It consists of four main volcanic islands: Ngazija, also known as Grande Comore, Anjouan or Anjouan, Mohéli or Mohéli, and Mayotte, commonly called Mayotte. Ngazija, Anjouan, and Mohéli form a union of the Comoros, while Mayotte remains under French administration. Although politically divided, all four islands belong to the same geological chain and share a common origin beneath the Indian Ocean. From above, the archipelago appears as a scattered line of green mountains surrounded by deep blue water. Yet these islands are only the visible summits of enormous volcanic structures rising thousands of meters from the ocean floor. The chain generally becomes younger toward the west. Mayotte is the oldest of the main islands and has been deeply reshaped by erosion. Its ancient volcanic surface has softened into hills, valleys, and a broad lagoon protected by coral reefs. Ngazija is the youngest and most geologically active, with dark lava fields, steep slopes, volcanic cones, and relatively thin soils. The islands formed as molten rock rose through weaknesses in Earth's crust. Repeated underwater eruptions gradually built massive volcanic mountains. Over millions of years, their summits emerged above the waves, creating the rugged island scene today. The volcanic story of the Comoros is still being written. On Ngazija, Mount Karthala rises to approximately 2,361 meters, dominating the island as one of Africa's most active shield volcanoes. Built largely from layers of basaltic lava, it has erupted repeatedly throughout recorded history, sometimes filling its vast summit caldera with glowing lava and sending ash across nearby communities. Yet volcanic destruction is also the beginning of ecological creation. Fresh lava may appear barren, but over time, lichens and mosses settle upon the dark rock. Wind carries seeds into cracks. Rain slowly breaks minerals into soil, and vegetation gradually returns. In this way, each eruption begins a long process of renewal. The island's different geological ages have produced dramatically different landscapes. Young Ngazija remains rugged and porous, with relatively few permanent rivers because rainwater quickly drains through fractured lava. Older islands such as Anjouan and Mohéli possess deeper soils, carved valleys, mountain streams, and denser networks of vegetation. From the volcanic peaks to the shoreline, every habitat is connected. Forests retain moisture and protect the soil. Mangroves shelter young fish, while seagrass meadows and coral reefs support marine life and weaken the force of incoming waves. When upland forests are cleared, eroded soil can wash into the sea and smother coral. In the Comoros, the health of the ocean begins high upon the mountain. The Comoros experience a tropical maritime climate shaped by the surrounding Indian Ocean and the seasonal movement of monsoon winds. The warmer, wetter season generally lasts from December to April, bringing high humidity, intense rainfall, and the possibility of powerful tropical storms. From May to October, cooler and drier southeasterly winds create a gentler season. Rainfall is not distributed equally. Moist air rises against the volcanic mountains, cooling and releasing rain across exposed slopes, while sheltered regions may remain considerably drier. As a result, humid forests, cloud-covered highlands, dry coastal scrub mangroves, and marine lagoons can exist within remarkably short distances. This variety of habitats, combined with the island's long isolation, has encouraged the evolution of exceptional biodiversity. Species arriving from Africa, Madagascar, or other Indian Ocean islands became separated from their original populations across generations. Some developed into unique forms found nowhere else on Earth. The surrounding sea is equally rich. Coral reefs, seagrass beds, mangroves, and deep volcanic slopes provide feeding, breeding, and nursery grounds for fish, turtles, dolphins, whales, and countless smaller organisms. Together, these environments make the Comoros one of the Indian Ocean's most distinctive island ecosystems. The forests of the Comoros seem to breathe with the rhythm of the ocean. On humid mountain slopes, native palms, tree ferns, orchids, vines, and broadleaf trees form dense layers of green. Near villages, these wild forests merge with cultivated landscapes of coconut, banana, breadfruit, cassava, vanilla, cloves, and ylang-ylang. The yellow flowers of ylang-ylang are distilled into an intensely fragrant oil valued by the international perfume industry, helping give the archipelago its reputation as part of the Perfume Islands. Isolation has allowed many species to evolve in ways found nowhere else. Among the most remarkable is Livingstone's fruit bat, one of the world's largest flying foxes. It survives naturally only on Anjouan and Mohéli, where it roosts in mature highland forests and helps renew the ecosystem by spreading seeds between fruiting trees. The islands also shelter endemic reptiles and birds, including day geckos, chameleons, the Comoros scops owl, and species specially adapted to the forests surrounding Mount Karthala. Life becomes even richer where the land enters the sea. Mangroves shelter juvenile fish, seagrass meadows provide feeding grounds, and coral reefs support countless marine organisms. Green and hawksbill turtles visit coastal waters and nesting beaches, while dolphins and migrating whales travel through the Mozambique Channel. In deeper volcanic waters lives the coelacanth, an ancient-looking fish once believed extinct. Its survival near the Comoros transformed the islands into a place of global scientific importance, where a creature linked to Earth's distant past still moves silently through the darkness. Comorian culture was shaped by centuries of movement across the Indian Ocean. African communities, Malagasy settlers, Arab and Persian merchants, and later European colonists all contributed to an identity that is diverse yet unmistakably Comorian. The island's principal language, Shikamori, is closely related to Swahili, while Arabic remains important in religion and Quranic education. French is widely used in government, schools, and formal administration. Islam stands at the spiritual heart of Comorian society. The call to prayer moves through coastal towns and mountain villages from dawn until night, while mosque serve as centers of worship, education, memory, and community life. Islamic traditions also exist alongside older customs, oral histories, respect for ancestors, and beliefs associated with certain forests, springs, tombs, and volcanic landscapes. One of the most important social traditions is the grand marriage, known as the Anda, particularly on Gazija. It is more than a union between two people. Families may prepare for years, organizing ceremonies, gifts, elaborate clothing, music, and enormous communal feasts. Completing the celebration can bring recognized social status while distributing resources among relatives, neighbors, cooks, musicians, and craftspeople. Historic towns reveal the island's cultural blend through coral stone houses, carved wooden doors, shaded courtyards, narrow lanes, and ancient mosques facing the sea. In the Comoros, history is not confined to monuments. It remains alive in language, prayer, music, hospitality, and stories passed carefully from one generation to the next. Long before European ships entered the Western Indian Ocean, the Comoros were part of an ancient maritime world shaped by seasonal monsoon winds. Sailors from the East African coast crossed these waters in wooden vessels, carrying iron tools, pottery, crops, and livestock. Later arrivals from Madagascar, Arabia, Persia, and South Asia added new languages, beliefs, technologies, and trading traditions. The islands occupied a valuable position between Africa, Madagascar, and the sea routes leading toward Arabia and India. Ships stopped to collect fresh water, food, timber, and supplies. Comorian merchants exchanged coconuts, spices, agricultural goods, and other products for cloth, ceramics, metals, and luxury items. Islam spread through these commercial connections, and coastal settlements gradually developed into sultanates linked to the wider Swahili world. European navigators began recording the islands during the 16th century, but they entered a trading network that had already existed for generations. In later centuries, the Comoros became important stopping points for ships traveling between Europe and Asia. The islands also endured political rivalry, slave trading, foreign interference, and devastating raids from Madagascar. French colonial expansion began with the acquisition of Mayotte in 1841. By the end of the 19th century, the remaining islands had become French protectorates. Colonial authorities encouraged plantations producing vanilla, cloves, coconuts, and fragrant perfume crops, often transforming local land ownership and labor systems. In 1975, the Comoros declared independence. Ngazija, Anjouan, and Mohéli formed a new nation, but Mayotte remained under French administration, a political division that continues to shape the archipelago today. Modern life in the Comoros moves between deep-rooted tradition and the pressures of a changing world. In rural communities, farmers cultivate bananas, cassava, coconuts, cloves, vanilla, and ylang-ylang on narrow plots of volcanic land. Along the coast, fishers launch small wooden boats before sunrise, relying on inherited knowledge of tides, winds, reefs, and seasonal currents. Family and village networks remain central to everyday life. Weddings, religious festivals, shared meals, and community gatherings strengthen social ties, while many Comorians living abroad send money home to support relatives, education, construction, and local businesses. Tourism remains relatively undeveloped, despite the island's remarkable natural beauty. Visitors may climb Mount Karthala, explore historic medinas, walk through tropical forests, dive beside coral reefs, observe sea turtles, or rest on beaches still largely untouched by mass development. This limited tourism industry presents both a challenge and an opportunity. Large resorts and uncontrolled construction could damage fragile coastlines, reefs, and freshwater supplies. Carefully managed ecotourism, however, could create employment while protecting the landscapes on which tourism depends. Locally owned goose houses, trained nature guides, marine excursions, cultural tours, and conservation projects could allow income to remain within island communities. For the Comoros, sustainable development means more than economic growth. It requires balancing human needs with limited land, vulnerable marine resources, cultural continuity, and the protection of an extraordinary natural inheritance. The beauty of the Comoros is matched by its fragility: limited land, rapid population growth, poverty, and dependence on natural resources place increasing pressure on forests, rivers, reefs, and coastal areas. Trees are cleared for farming, construction, and fuelwood, leaving steep volcanic slopes exposed to heavy tropical rainfall. As soil washes downhill, it can enter the ocean, clouding coastal waters and damaging coral reefs. Marine ecosystems face additional threats from overfishing, plastic waste, poorly managed development, and rising ocean temperatures. Coral bleaching weakens reefs that provide food, coastal protection, and breeding grounds for marine life. Climate change also brings stronger storms, unpredictable rainfall, erosion, saltwater intrusion, and rising sea levels. Serious dangers for communities concentrated along narrow coastlines. Endemic wildlife is especially vulnerable. A species confined to one island, mountain, or forest valley may have nowhere else to survive when its habitat disappears. Yet conservation efforts offer hope. On Mohéli, community-supported marine protection has helped safeguard coral reefs, mangroves, turtle nesting beaches, and waters visited by whales and dolphins. The island's recognition as a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve has strengthened efforts to combine biodiversity protection with sustainable livelihoods. Local organizations also work to protect Livingstone's fruit bat, restore forests, monitor sea turtles, improve waste management, and promote responsible fishing. Their success depends on community participation, because conservation cannot endure without supporting the people who rely upon these ecosystems. In the Comoros, protecting nature means protecting food, culture, security, and the future itself. The Comoros may appear as only a handful of islands scattered across an immense ocean, yet within them lies an extraordinary inheritance. Here, volcanic fire created mountains, rain awakened forests, and coral reefs gathered life around black shores. African, Arab, Malagasy, and European influences met upon the monsoon winds, forming a culture found nowhere else. The future of these islands remains uncertain, but their value is beyond measure. In every ancient fish, rare bat, fragrant flower, and protected beach lies a reminder: Even the smallest places can contain entire worlds, and losing them would diminish us all